Welcome back or welcome to the presentation. Today, my name is Ace the Taylor. Today, we don't have necessarily anything planned for you, but we are going to be going over some of the comments that have been left for me. So I'm going to go over those. Shout out to you guys for showing me love. And I just want to show you guys love by actually replying to your comments in a well-mannered fashion. So last week, I had a video get some good runtime. It was Blacks Don't Tip, that video. We had a lot of conversations, we had a lot of comments, and I kind of want to address a select few in today's video, as well as show some of our realist supporters some love. So first one's up, TJ the Realist. He says, salute family. The only group of people who will disagree with this are Black people themselves. I highly agree with this statement, TJ, because as we know, as you'll start to see later on in the video, the only people that are disagreeing with me on anything are Black, or if it's just white people trying to get acceptance of Black culture, which, you know, doesn't necessarily really count. But yeah, TJ, shout out to you. Appreciate you for showing me love like always, and I look forward to your next comment. Now, the next one, it says which is interesting. It says, tipping is a privilege for the service you got. America's the only country that expects tips. Now, let me educate you, young man or sir, on the culture of tipping. Since the beginning of human existence, tipping has always been in American culture. When you go back and read books from the 1800s, 1700s, or you go back even further than that to the start of American culture, which is Jamestown in the 1600s, that's the late 15th century, early 16th century, they were always tipping, they were always establishing society, they were always doing things that would kind of promote these jobs to be attractive for the lower class workers, which is going to be the white indentured slaves. When they came over and they got enslaved in America, and then they got released, a lot of them will go back to where they came, whether it be Italy, the UK, Ireland, or Scotland, but some of them would stay and they would do menial tasks and jobs like work in restaurants, cut up firewood, be the overseer for a plantation, whatever, you know. But when they work in restaurants, people, wealthy men especially, will come into the restaurants, leave them a good tip, whether it be 1 cent, 2 cents, whatever. I don't know what the money was back in that day, but that's just how it was. And to say that tipping is a privilege is a common misunderstanding. When you go to a restaurant and you sit down, you're paying for service. This is exactly what you're going to get. So to say something, and I think his is at P Letty BC, shout out to you. But allow me to educate you. When you go into a restaurant, you're paying for service. You're paying for people to pay attention to you. You're paying for people to get you your strawberry lemonade or your Shirley Temple or your beer. Or if you're just drinking water, this is exactly what you're paying for. This is what you're getting. So why not pay for what you get? Unless you do have a problem paying for what you get. And then I would definitely understand where you're coming from on that one. Next comment from the Jack. It says, he said Black people are entitled, but he is assuming that he's entitled to a tip. My response was, servers are though. So, you know, people, the problem with people, here's the thing, guys. The problem with people is that they believe that everyone should adhere to their standards of living because they saw their mom or their stepdad never tip, or even, sadly, their real dad never tip. And they think that servers shouldn't get a tip. This is not what they do. And sadly, it's the people that are from the South commenting on my videos because that's where I'm based out of. So YouTube's going to push my algorithm and my videos into that same direction. So I know these people are from the South, or they're just uneducated, uncouth, unmotivated individuals who don't necessarily take into consideration other people and the people of this great republic. Now, the people of the great republic, there are many people, or a plethora of people like me, who want to see them thrive and grow. And so to do this, to go into a restaurant and get tip, that's basically counterproductive to how society was set up. I don't know. You guys let me know down in the comment section your thoughts. We'll go on and get some more comments, okay? Shout out to Loser House. He says, color's not the problem, it's people and prejudice. I mean, on a video about tips, I mean, if you worked in the restaurant industry, you know that Blacks don't tip. Like, bro, there could be a whole family that comes in and sits down at your table and you're not gonna want to take that table. I mean, I went as far, I think I said in this video, as paying someone 20 to like $100 to take care of a black family, because I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to chance that. I mean, there's this day on Christmas where I had a black family come in, and I've had all black tables, and I'm like, bro, y'all gotta be, well, what's going on right now? You guys gotta be shitting me right now. You can't exclusively sit me with niggas, So at one point in time, I would have took them, not complained, but at this point in time in my career, I was just ready to go. So I'm like, I will pay you everything that I made today in order for you to take these tables off my hands. I was working at IHOP at the time. They got upset with me. None of these tables had tipped more than like $5 to $7 on Christmas Day. They spent 50, 70, $100. They were families, shit like that. And they never tipped high. Now, it's not to say that you're obligated to tip high, but like if you go into a restaurant, you're going to get service. You're going to be comfortable. You're not going to have any complaints, especially when you're with me. It's pertinent to kind of tip. That's kind of my takeaway from it. So shout out to you. Thank you for that comment. D World Boss. He says, maybe you shouldn't use one experience just to blanket a whole race. I'm personally always tip 30% on any bill I know. Servers kind of depend on it, so I'm very generous. Don't say blacks don't tip. Some don't and some do, which is very true. But when people speak, D World Boss, when people speak, I need you to understand, we're talking about in generalities. We're talking about the experience of blacks in a restaurant as a whole, not this just your personal experience. Now, I believe the phrase, if the shoe fits, wear it, still applies in this situation here today, because if you felt some type of way over the statements that I was making and you had a problem with it, I understand. However, I struggle to grasp where you're coming from or what your thought process is, because you and I both can be honest with each other, bro. We can both be honest. We can both tell it like it is. And for you to say that niggas tip is being disingenuous, because you've never worked in the service industry. If you have worked in the service industry, you've experienced this, you know what a surprise you can be in for when people leave church and they come to your restaurant, whether you be in a Mexican restaurant, whether you be in a high-end restaurant. If the tip is not already included in the bill, you will be hard-pressed to get a tip from that table. That's just point blank, period. Now, there are some people, I've been tipped well by blacks before, as has everyone, but that's few and far between. Not many people are holding a black card. Not many people are holding a metal card from American Express, a Chase Sapphire card, an Amazon card, a metal one. Not many people are doing that. They're not popping out with those type of experience. So, I mean, let's be real. Maybe that's something that you do, but the majority of Black America does not do that, which is why I'm talking about it. And the primary reason why you responded, right? Let's go with KG 2012. He says, what bullshit. I'm glad I don't live in America. 20% of your purchase with this level of entitlement. Okay, so you guys got to understand, the UK and Canada, it's like 10 to 15% of my population combined. So in their culture in the UK, you don't tip. Same thing in Japan, same thing in a lot of different countries. They'll take it as disrespect, because a lot of times when you're in the UK, they're borderline socialists, which means that everyone gets medical from the government. Everyone pretty much makes the same wage, and they have a livable wage. But the trade-off is you get taxed all to hell. Same thing in Canada. You get taxed all to hell. It's not a great place to live as far as raising a family there or getting a W-2. Now, if you're a business owner, that's a different story. Now, he's saying this, and I apologize. I have to point you out like this, and this is KG 2012. He's saying this, 20% of the purchase with this level of entitlement. Now, he's only making this statement because he's outside of the United States. He doesn't understand our customs, our rules, and how we do things. And I get it. I get it. Everyone has a different way of doing things and viewing things, but this is the beauty of video. This is the beauty of us having different thoughts and opinions and experiences. We can adapt, we can overcome, we can trade ideas. You could say this is a bad idea, you could say this is a good idea, but to say that I'm entitled because in my culture it's expected to tip 20% on a bill if you go out to a restaurant is blasphemy. I don't necessarily agree with that, but maybe you can support when you comment under here in this video. Maybe you can support yours with a little bit more facts if you're going to be watching this. I have a whole bunch of other comments as well, guys. I didn't want to make this video long, but I did want to show some love to a couple different people that have been popping up, or they make some good points and everything like that. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in up until this point. Maybe I'll do some more of these videos with comments that stand out the most to me. Maybe we can have some more discussions and you guys can tell me more about what you think about the subjects that we've been talking about. I've been enjoying this 30-day straight grind. I love it. What do you guys think? Let me know exactly what you guys think. I have a exciting, and I do mean exciting, new launch that's going to be coming up. I'm going to be launching some form of a store to pair with what I'm doing right over here. As you guys already know, the 1-year anniversary is coming up for our channel. Thank you for everybody who's been joining me on this journey. I am absolutely ecstatic to continue with you guys. And that being said, in order for me to do this, I need to know your guys' thoughts. So I'll be posting in the community tab more often with different designs and different ideas that I have for the channel. Make sure you guys comment below on those posts to let me know if you guys enjoyed the idea, or if you don't enjoy the idea. All right. Anyways, if you'll excuse me, I do love you and I appreciate you guys, but I got to go meal prep for the week. I will see you tomorrow. Peace.